Welcome to Healthy Ways and stay tuned until the end of the video, as you will receive 3 bonus ebooks which can help you to improve your health in many ways. Truth be told, the World Health Organization (WHO) has put out a progression of illustrations via web-based networking media exposing normal COVID-19 legends. You shouldn't splash your body with chlorine, and garlic doesn't have extraordinary COVID-19 avoidance properties. It's justifiable for individuals to be worried about COVID-19, and it's never an impractical notion for the regular individual to find a way to forestall the spread of a disease. In any case, the means to shield yourself from COVID-19 should be radical ones. Rather, have a go at making these 5 little changes in accordance with guarantee that you're following the accepted procedures for general disease avoidance and control. These modifications aren't simply centered around COVID-19, however, are down-to-earth well-being tips that will help forestall the spread of numerous normal diseases, including seasonal influenza and the basic virus. 1. Practice great hand cleanliness. It sounds straightforward, yet its actual, acceptable hand cleanliness keeps the transmission of an infection starting with one individual then onto the next. Over and over again, individuals possibly wash their hands when they're obviously filthy. Notwithstanding, infections and microorganisms are infinitesimal, which means they can be available regardless of whether your skin looks clean. Washing your hands as often as possible is an incredible method to stay away from an assortment of ailments, not simply coronavirus. To keep your hands clean, wash them completely utilizing cleanser and water for in any event 20 seconds. Hand washing recurrence will fluctuate from individual to individual, however it's constantly a smart thought to wash your hands before eating, in the wake of utilizing the restroom, and subsequent to wheezing or hacking. On the off chance that cleanser and water aren't accessible, a liquor-based sanitizer can be utilized. 2. Abstain from hacking or sneezing into your hand. Covering with arm or wheeze may appear as though something that ought to be done essentially out of good habits, yet it goes a piece past that. You ought to abstain from hacking or sniffling into your hand at whatever point conceivable. At the point when you sneeze or sniffle into your hand, you have the capability of moving microbes or infections onto that hand. Those microorganisms and infections would then be able to be spread to different surfaces you contact. Rather, attempt to cough or sneeze into a tissue. In the event that a tissue isn't accessible, attempt to cover your sneeze or sniffle utilizing your elbow, upper arm. While these techniques may not be great, they can help forestall the spread of microscopic organisms and infections. In the wake of hacking or sniffling into a tissue, discard the tissue. Make certain to wash your hands after a hack or wheeze also. 3. Remain at home on the off chance that you are wiped out. While it's excellent to be devoted to your activity or to your examinations, it is anything but a smart thought to go into work or school in case you're wiped out. You may figure you can control as the day progressed, yet you risk contaminating people around you. In case you're not feeling good, remain at home and let yourself recuperate. On the off chance that you need to go out in broad daylight, attempt to wear a face mask to abstain from tainting others. In case you're a parent and your kid isn't feeling good, it's ideal to keep the person away from school. All things considered, ailments can spread quickly in school settings, and you don't need your kid to get their schoolmates wiped out. Everybody's had that recognizable sentiment of gracious, I most likely could have gone in today. But when you're not feeling great, it's smarter to be sheltered than sorry. Your chief or your instructor will thank you for keeping those germs at home. 4. Think about options in contrast to shaking hands. Expanding a handshake is a typical welcome or indication of regard, in the case of settling a business negotiation or meeting somebody just because. In any case, as talked about over, your hands can convey microorganisms and infections. This implies shaking somebody's hand accompanies the danger of giving microscopic organisms or infections to that individual, or the other way around. Since it's a respiratory infirmity, COVID-19 is spread by beads removed from the respiratory framework by a wheeze or hack. Be that as it may, if a contaminated individual coughs or wheezes into their hand, there's a chance of transmission through hand-to-hand contact too. Ideally, where everybody watched the standards of good hand cleanliness, shaking hands wouldn't be as quite a bit of a worry. Notwithstanding, we as a whole realize that numerous individuals aren't actually tenacious about observing their hand cleanliness. In light of a legitimate concern for being cautious, it is anything but a poorly conceived notion to curtail handshakes and consider a few options for the present. This is an important change during standard cold and influenza season as well, not simply with COVID-19. Something like an air 5, a brisk wave, or a gesture can be a decent substitute for a handshake. In case you're apprehensive you may appear to be inconsiderate by declining a handshake, there's no damage in clarifying why. On the off chance that you do wind up in a circumstance where you're warmly greeting various individuals, it's constantly a smart thought to wash your hands a while later. 5. Attempt to abstain from contacting your face. Contacting the hands of others isn't the main hand-related practice to diminish. You should attempt to abstain from contacting your face with your own hands as well. As referenced over, it's feasible for beads to be moved by means of hand-to-hand contact. Therefore, it's a smart thought to abstain from contacting your eyes, nose, and mouth. On the off chance that beads containing the infection advanced onto your hands, contacting your eyes, nose, or mouth would be the essential method to move those beads into your own body. Great hand cleanliness will reduce the odds of those beads existing on your hands in any case, yet attempting to confine how frequently you contact your face is another acceptable advance to take. Making these little changes will go far toward helping you stay away from various basic diseases, not simply coronavirus. On the off chance that you have side effects that coordinate those of COVID-19, fever, cough, brevity of breath, and an important travel history or close contact with a patient with an affirmed case, you should contact your consideration supplier. Just like the case with any potential crisis, it never damages to be readied. Call government authorities right away. Thank you for watching and, as promised, you may download the ebooks from the links in description below. Healthy ways. Subscribe for daily health tips. Also, if you want to know more about how to increase the strength of your immunity, you may like to check out this video.